Hi guys, and welcome back to our live webinar. This is CLIQ company. My name is Olga, and nice to see you again. Thank you for staying with us. Thank you for your likes and your comments. We appreciate it a lot. And today, the topic of our webinar is trading tactics. If you actually saw a previous webinar, you know that we have already discussed the topic of trading strategies. So today it's a little bit different aspect of trading. Market is dynamic, it's always changing, and that's why traders use not only their working trading strategies, but also they find some elements that can actually make more effectiveness in their process of trading. So here we have trading tactics alongside with trading strategies. And why do we use them? Actually, we use them to minimize our risk, to maximize our profit, to save our losses, to save already increased and gained profit. So to make our process of trading more actually successful and bring us more results. And not to make confusion, we can say that trading strategy is like grand overall plan. And trading tactics, it's actually our execution, the way of execution of this overall plan. And trading tactics are more elements of the trading strategy. So here we go. We use our trading strategies, but alongside and inside of them, we use such elements like trading tactics. And we are going to discuss the most popular and the most effective trading tactics ever made in the market in the process of time. We're going to talk about tactic of adding, tactic of averaging, tactic of locking, and in the end, tactic of break-even. But in the end of our webinar, we are going to talk about the combination of the all tactical methods, sometimes two, sometimes even three. And in the process of trading, every trader actually is facing two situations in the market. So when everything is fine and everything is not so fine, actually it's very bad. So we are going to present you the way how to actually react in this crucial and critical situation when, for example, everything is not fine. It means that market turned against you and started to move absolutely different position that you have been expecting from it. And even in this crucial situation, I will repeat, you can find the solution of minimization of your risk and losses, and sometimes even in this situation you can gain profits. So you can close your trade successfully and profitably. So here we go. I will remind you that if you have some ideas or something is not clear or understandable for you within the webinar, you can leave your comments and we will be actually able to answer them within our webinar. So feel free to ask us questions and give us our feedback. So first tactic that we are going to discuss is tactic of adding. We have one and the same routine every time that we look in the markets. So we open our PCs, look at the price, analyze it, and we understand what kind of tendency we are having today. And for example, all the tactical methods, all the tactics are working in both directions. When it's upward trend or downward trend, just to make it easier for seeing, for understanding, for differentiating, I will show you example of upward trend. So every time I will be explaining you tactics on upward trend, but you need to know that they work 100% on the downward trend as well. So we have a tendency as upward, and we open buy trade. You understand it, you know how to analyze the market, you know how to use tools, you know how to use different instruments, so you know how to do it. And you open buy trade. When we open buy one and the market grows higher, it gives us a new formed maximum, the peak. I will show you in the slide here. And after that, what happens? The correction follows. So you're waiting for the correction movement take place, and at already made minimum, you open buy 2. So you see, we open buy 1 and buy 2. Here we have two options actually. You can close your buy 1, but you can do it anytime, so nobody prevents you from closing your order. And variant number 2, you can leave buy 1 for the perspective and open buy 2. It's in case if your money management actually allows you to do that. Market goes up, we have some periods of uncertainty or corrections, everything is fine. This is the situation when everything is fine. It means that you have analyzed the tendency and it proved to be right. So you're right, the tendency is upward. At already formed minimum, you can open buy 3. So this tactical method is called adding because you add orders. But be careful with that because you need to follow only one rule, to follow money management. If your money management allows you, in this already made minimum, open buy 3. And what you can do with 2 previous orders, you have 2 variants here. So you can close your buy 1 and buy 2 and leave only buy 3. But you can do it anytime actually as the market moves on. So you can leave buy 1, buy 2 and buy 3 open. And in this case, when something unexpected happens with the market and it goes down, for example, not like here because we see the tendency continues, but for example, sudden news, a very important news release, and market turns against you, you will have actually 3 buy orders. If you are going to use stop loss, and I'm going to explain you how to use it in break-even position, you will have in the end actually very big profit with buy 1, a little bit less with buy 2, and if you were lucky enough or market actually turned very suddenly, you will have 0 buy 3. But actually, if the tendency continues to grow, you will have successful buy 3. In this case, you will have all 3 positions actually that brought you profit. But be careful because it's very easy tactical method. It's easy to set, it's easy to see, it's easy to elaborate and execute and close it. But you need to remember about money management and not to overload your deposit with too many open orders. Next tactical method, we are going to talk about tactical method of averaging. It works on the situation on the market when everything is fine. So you, this everything, analyze the market price, you discover that it's an upward trend, you open buy position, and here you open at the minimums. Of course, we start buying from low prices. So you open buy 1. Why this tactical method is used is implied. Actually, it helps us. I didn't mention it in the first place. So first tactical method helps us to increase our profit substantially, make it bigger, much bigger than it can be at the beginning. But the tactical method of averaging helps us actually not to lose even slightest pips of profit on the correction movements or drawbacks. So when the market goes up and forms another high, another maximum, you can open opposite order. In our case, it's sell. Market goes down, and actually you have 2 variants here also. You can close your buy 1 and work only with sell, but you can leave buy 1 for the perspective because by analyzing the market, you understood that the prevailing tendency is an upward, so the market is going to give you much more profits. So you leave variant 2, buy 1 for the perspective without closing it. So what do we have here? Market goes down. It's a period of correction, and your buy one is a little bit losing its profit, but your sell one compensate this. So this is how we average, how we compensate losing in buy with actually gaining in sell. At the already formed minimum, you can open buy 2, and actually we see that we have element of tactic of adding again. And here you also have 2 areas. You can close your buy 1, and of course you need to close your sell because it's not relevant anymore. The prevailing tendency is upward, so the very important and relevant order is buy. So you definitely close your sell 1. You can open buy 2 again, and the already formed maximum, open sell 2 again to compensate this loss at the correction drawbacks. In the end, when you close your position, you will have either buy 1 successful and profitable, and additional sell profitable and successful. If you stay in the market a little bit longer and use the tactical method of adding, you will have 2 profitable buys and 2 profitable sells, actually increasing your profit and averaging the losses. Here it is, our next tactical method. This is actually the most complicated tactical method. Maybe we will linger a little bit longer on it. It's called locking. To tell you the truth, it's rather risky, and you need to understand how to make it properly. So this is the situation when everything is not fine, definitely, and actually everything is bad. This tactical method appeared on the basis of uncertainty in the world, in general situation in the world in which we are living, actually, because every minute, in every second, if we are talking about the world globally in general, either bad or good events are happening, and taking into account these circumstances, you can't be 100% sure that the market will continue to go in the, for example, already analyzed position or direction. And what happens with the market? Why it actually turns against us at a certain moment? There are a lot of reasons for that. We will talk about the situation when it's actually a current situation in the market. For example, you analyzed that it's an upward trend and you opened a buy order, and when you come to the computer next time, you realize that everything is bad. Actually, your buy order gave you minus, so you have already negative buy order. What do you do in this crucial moment? You open sell opposite order at that exact moment. Actually, you open sell position. For example, you open buy it doesn't work very good, so you start losing money. After the correction movement, actually you see the market is not recovering. It's, the tendency is going to go down. So you open sell order. By this, you lock your buy position. So what you're going to do in this case? Actually, you can close your buy and you can leave your buy open in case the situation will improve. For example, why it happened? If it's for a short period of time, it's supposed to be a news release, some important news that changed the markets, or the correction is too deep, or the tendency was for too long, it's time to change it. So let's think about this. Let's look at the situation when market is going to actually recover. So it's going to be upward trend again. You have negative buy, but you compensate and lock it with the help of sell. So in this case, when the minus with your buy is going bigger, your profit with sell is going bigger to you. So you can compensate it. If the market is recovering and forms another minimum, you understand that the previous tendency is going to continue, you definitely close your sell order. And you leave your buy open. You have already left your buy open, so you leave this buy order for the perspective, and you let your profit grow with your growing buy. In the end, when you close your positions, you will have actually profitable buy if market recovers and profitable sell because you closed it timely. But the situation can be even worse, and we are going to analyze the situation as well a little bit later when we are going to talk about the combination of different tactical methods. So understood, we just lock our unsuccessful negative buy with profitable sell. This is how the tactical method got its name, tactical method of locking. And in this case, we don't use stop losses because actually stop loss for our buy order is sell and stop loss for our sell order is buy. So our opposite order at the same time as our stop loss. Next, tactics. We're going to talk about tactics of break-even. It's also easy and it's used when everything is fine. So you analyze the tendency, you understand it's upward, and you open buy position. You set your stop loss at exact level, at exact price. It depends on, first, of course, your trading strategy. For example, the trading strategy that I have given you last webinar, during our last webinar, we had our fixed stop loss. So some trading strategies require fixed stop losses. So you actually plot your stop loss at exact certain price. Market grows and your buying grows too. And when the time comes, when you can actually open buy too, or your buy have already given you enough profit for moving stop loss at the opening of buy one. So you just shift your stop loss to the opening of buy. And actually you have to remember about a few pips for spread. So in this case, your position will close in case of sudden movements of the market with 0. Of course, you didn't gain anything, but you didn't lose anything. And if your prognosis was right and correct, so the market is moving further, as we can see at this exact situation. It's actually taken from the live market. So you can move your stop loss into a profitable zone. So you move it higher. When it's time to move it higher, and how to do it, actually it's more detailed information, but it's believed that if it's an upward trend, we actually move our stop loss a little bit higher in the profitable zone when the minimums have already formed. So after doing this, you can be sure, 100% sure, that your actual trade is destined for success. In any sudden movements, in any different situation in the market, you are guaranteed to get a profit in this trade. Lots of traders use these tactics. They love it a lot because actually it helps us to minimize our risk as much as we can, and actually we can't increase our profits. It's not a tactical method for that, but actually we can stop our losses. So use it wisely. And now we are going to talk about the combination of different tactics. And we are talking about, for example, combination of adding and break-even. Okay, you remember what is tactical method of adding. So when you analyze the tendency, you open buy one, you open buy order, it's upward tendency, and you set your stop loss at exact price, which is required by your trading strategy, sometimes even the volatility of the trading instrument, because some some currencies, or for example, if you're trading, or can be volatile. So it also should be taken into account. So you set your stop loss, and your market gives the opportunity to open buy to you, so you do it, and it grows higher. In this case, you have to variance. Actually, when you open buy to you, you can move your stop loss to break even. So you have already done it. When you open buy to you and wait for the market to give you some profit, you can move your stop loss 1 to buy 2. And also you can move your stop loss 2 also to buy 2. So in this case, you have absolutely 100 sure profitable buy 1 and 0 if market turns against you with buy 2. But if market grows higher and higher, profit grows higher and higher, you have the opportunity, if your money management allows it, open buy 3 and actually move your stop losses to the opening position of buy 3. In this case, you're guaranteed to get 2 profitable trades and maybe the third one. So this is how it works. Actually, by combining 2 tactics, you enlarge and increase your effectiveness. And actually, your potential of profitable trades grew higher and higher. But you need to understand the tactical method. You need to see them on the market. This is the first step. And next combination, we are going to combine locking and break-even. And we're going to use adding tactical method as well. So we are going to combine 3 elements. Look at the example. Everything is bad. You remember locking. Yeah? It works only when everything is bad. You opened buy, but it didn't work well. So you opened opposite order, sell. To minimize our losses, and to actually make our profit for 100 sure, we set stop loss with sell and we move it to the profitable zone. This is the second situation when market turned against you totally. So it was not correction, it was not news release, market changed its direction. So this is the worst situation with your buy order, for your buy order. How are you going to handle it? No problem. So we leave buy open. It's very risky, but you have to do it. It's lock. And you open sell to compensate your losses with buy. You move your stop loss to the profitable zone somewhere on the opening of sell, and when the market gives you more profit with sell, to the profitable zone somewhere here. Next, after the little bit correction, when the next maximum is formed, this is exact moment when you have to close your buy. If you didn't do it here, for example, ever slept, or were not present in front of your computer, this is exact time when you're supposed to do it. You don't have to close your buy. Actually, this is the time when everybody starts to be nervous. No, you don't have to close it here on the minimum. You have to wait until the market gives you maximum. From here, you close your negative buy. And this is the time when you see the prevailing tendency sell is downward. So you can open actually sell number 2 by leaving sell 1 for the perspective. And this is how we add the third element, the tactical method of adding, but in the downward trend. So this is how it works. When you close your trades in the end, you will have minus with buy compensated with the help of locking with sell 1 and much more compensated with the sell 2. And even if the market will recover, you have already hedged, actually insured your profit with stop loss in the positive zone. So this is how the tactical methods are working. This is how the combination of tactical methods are working. First step, to know them. Second step, to differentiate them. Third step, to use them wisely by combining in a proper time. So this is the end of our webinar. It was very informative, and actually you are growing your knowledge as a trader is growing much and higher, so you are becoming actually more experienced. So maybe it starts to actually open your position and start to gain your money and earn your money. And in case of any questions, you can, I will repeat, you can come to us in our office. You can get a consultation from our managers, and you can use our live support. We'll be happy to help you and to answer any questions. So I wish you the best of luck. I wish you to use wisely the knowledge that you are receiving, and we from our side will be glad to give you more and more very important information that in the end will actually help you to get your profit. So high profits, less losses, and have a nice day. Thank you for staying with us, guys.